Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Todd Keirstead, and you are watching TK Talks, where we show stories of inspiration both on and off the golf course. I have a pretty cool individual. His name is Keegan Kilroy. Keegan, how you doing today, pal?
Doing all right. Fantastic. Hanging in there with everything that's going on, but feeling pretty good.
Good for you. So let's talk about growing up. What was your childhood like? You were a sports guy.
Yes, indeed. I grew up playing, started in hockey, and then found my way over to freestyle skiing. So I was a freestyle mogul skier. So I know that you had the chance to go see Molly Bloom talk and
Yep.
everything. And so I did the exact same sport as Molly Bloom, and her brother was actually one of my coaches during summer camps and everything. So yeah, grew up, loved the sport of skiing, and ended up going to prep school for that. I went to Carabassa Valley Academy and was chasing the dream of making the U.S. ski team.
So let's get into 2008. What happened in 2008?
So in 2008, I had just graduated high school, and I was planning on going to the University of Maine and pursue my electrical engineering degree, but also still compete on the weekends and still chase the dream of making the U.S. ski team. Went to the doctors for my annual physical, and they did some blood work, and they called me the next day, and they were like, "Keegan, do you have any injuries right now? Were you drinking the night before you came in here? What's going on?" And I said, "No to all those." And then my liver enzymes came back being 14 times higher than the normal person. So that's when they sent me to a neurologist, and they did some more testing on me, and they told me that I had muscular dystrophy.
So MD, is it? Does it run in the family? How did this all come about?
Yeah, so muscular dystrophy, my dad has it. He got diagnosed at the same time as me at 18, but his whole life he was told that it would skip a generation and only be carried through the female. So really, it would be my sister's kids now and everything. But then all of a sudden, I happened, right? So looking back on it, all the signs were there. Like my physical testing was going down, my strength and conditioning was going down. I was tripping, but it was never supposed to be a possibility. So it wasn't until I got the diagnosis that I was able to piece things together and realize that it's there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it ended my ski career. But the day I was diagnosed, I got home and my dad was already in bed, and I walked into his room and I go, "Dad, they said I got muscular dystrophy." And he just looks at me and just goes, "Well, Keegan, at least I know you're mine." So,
What a comment that is.
absolutely, right? And so that kind of set the tone for everything that kind of goes on in our lives. We adapt and overcome to whatever situation we're at, and we figure out ways to continue to get the same result, but maybe do it a little differently than most people.
So you've kind of lived this all your life with having. Now your dad was a pretty athletic guy as well too. He was a hockey player too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a hockey player. He was a very good hockey player, and then unfortunately, right at the same age as me, right, he was looking at going on and playing in college, and same thing. Physical testing started going down, and then that's when he got the diagnosis of muscular dystrophy.
Now, what's the age difference between you and your sister?
My sister is 18 months younger than me.
Okay, now there is a story that goes on with your sister now. How did she get involved with it? Now she sees your dad. Now she sees you. What is her thoughts on this?
Yeah, so she was doing her undergrad down at the College of Charleston in exercise science, and she really started looking at different ways that would be beneficial for me, right? Because that was the one question that I kept asking, right? Was that I'm very good at being at taking care of my body from a elite athlete standpoint, right? That was very much ingrained in me in high school, right? I know how to be a very fit, a very good athlete, right? And taking care of myself that way. I don't know how to take care of my body in terms of muscular dystrophy, right? So I started asking my sister of, hey, what exercises are beneficial? What exercise should I be doing? What exercises shouldn't I be doing? Because all my doctors didn't have the answers. right? They all told me that, do what you can, right? And so that's where she kind of came into the picture of, let's figure this out. Let's find a way to determine what exercises are beneficial and what exercises are detrimental. And she is now at the University of Maine getting her PhD in that exact area. So it's been great.
So she's really taken this on full force with the family now. She's going to school for it, trying to figure out just what causes it, what can be done, trying to put a stop to it.
Correct. And that's the biggest thing for me right now, is trying to maintain what little muscle I have left. Right. So my pretty much all my arm muscle and my leg muscles have almost completely deteriorated. So we're working with, also with Morgan Hoffman on kind of changing the mindset around kind of how I approach my body and my workout and my physical activity to maintain and kind of stop the progression as much as possible.
Now, when did golf come into your life?
I grew up playing golf. My grandparents lived a street away from a golf course down in Massachusetts. So whenever we go down and visit them, we'd sneak out on the golf course, play a 3-hole loop, and then get back in time for Grandma's brownies. So that's where I really was first introduced to the game, and then it was always kind of a side activity for me when I was skiing. But then once kind of skiing went away, I found a rekindling for the game of golf, because I realized, hey, I might not be able to ski competitively anymore, but I can still swing a golf club, right? And that kind of became my competitive outlet and my competitive drive.
And have you found a good support group with golf?
Absolutely. So I play in two night leagues, and it's great. The first time I played, I stepped up on the first tee box, and all the guys were kind of like looking at me, being like, "What the heck is going on?" Because I don't have enough grip strength in my hands to actually hold on to the club. So my dad and I actually came up with a Velcro strap that we sew on to my golf glove, and I wrapped that around the club to keep it from Happy Gilmore and down the fairway. I say it's more for your protection than mine, but yeah, I stepped on the first tee, and there was like, what the heck is going on here? Roped a drive, just absolutely launched it. We call them Big Daddy bombs, and I'd like to say I was hitting bombs well before Phil Mickelson was, but no, they all love it. Absolutely love it. It's great because I'm no longer Keegan, the guy with muscular dystrophy. I'm the guy with the 17 handicap.
That's amazing. So you figured out a way, between you and your dad, you figured out a way to make the game enjoyable for you in a way that you can play with not only individuals of all abilities, but in this men's league. This is pretty
correct. Cool. Absolutely. And then it's a great sport because there's no pictures on a scorecard, right? I can play with anybody I want, whoever I want, right? And it gets me out there, keeps me active. I'm just another one of the guys. And that's also the great thing that I found with kind of the adaptive golf community, right? As bad as my disease is, I would have never met some of these great people that I now play golf with and get to call my buddies, right? So you take the good with the bad, and some of the people, that I now get to travel around to these different tournaments with are some of the greatest people I've ever met.
The scorecard doesn't tell the story, does it? You just throw a number down there and you just play golf.
Correct.
And it's pretty cool. Now, what are you and your sister doing right now? Are you doing anything political-wise as advocacy? Are you doing any campaigning, anything like that?
Yeah, so we went down to, a couple of years ago, we went down to Washington, D.C. and kind of met with the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And we met with them and kind of met with some senators and everything to try to get some more funding for research and everything. And then we're also linked up with the Morgan Hoffman Foundation. So they actually gave my sister a very nice grant to go towards her research and everything, and invited us down to to their event in New Jersey, and it was amazing to see kind of everybody come together for trying to find a cure for muscular dystrophy. It's been phenomenal to kind of meet these different people, and people you would never expect who would want to be involved, get involved for the common goal.
Well, Keegan, you know what? This is what TK Talks is all about. It's sharing stories of both inspiration on and off the golf course. And you, not only do you have a story, your sister has a story, your dad has a story. It's a full family story of not only of overcoming adversity, but being advocates for MD. So thank you so much for being a part of the show. I do look forward to talking to you soon. I do look forward to following your journey.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your day.